Awesome. Come on out, guys. It's time for the review.
What's up, everybody? Oofsky here, and you already know that we have another Gundam Breaker Battlogue kit. This time we're looking at the Helios. Don't touch his cattle. If you've read the Odyssey, you know about that. I'm a huge nerd. But that's why we're reviewing model kits on YouTube. Okay. I like what we've got. There's a lot. Okay, let's go. I'm excited. Starting off, we've got our main protagonist. Looks like it used Gundam Artemis. I don't know what that one is off the top of my head. We got the Freedom Gundam Striker Pack, the Gundam X railguns, and we got some Destiny Gundam influence as well with that. Now that they say that, I definitely see that this is a Destiny Gundam base. We got some cool effect parts that are going to come off the hand and some wild beam pieces here. You can see a lot of these beam pieces. Looking at the box, it's not very generous with letting you know like what's kind of going on here, but opening up, we have a lot of colors actually. This really nice seafoam green effect parts are nice. We got some red. We have a nice yellow part for that midsection and some really lovely panels on the legs that we'll get to line up. Turning over, we've got our inverted strike pack pieces that have really clean lines, so that'll be fun. A little bit of an atypical blue, but it's still really lovely to look at. Again, the molding is really nice. Take a shot every time I say that. Die of alcohol poisoning. Standard V-fin, a little more broad than the Astray inversion and the Strike Freedom. We got our cannon bits. A lot of nice glowy shiny stickers, only 2 matte foldy stickers. I feel like placing these long green ones will be kind of annoying, but that's okay. We've got some little triangles for warning signs, and these look like knives. That's kind of fun. Polycaps, a little bit of an atypical layout on the polycaps, but that's okay. We got more on this side. Huh. That's interesting. That's some interesting little bits in here. The mechanical parts. We have another blue section with the torso. We've got our many expressive hands. We got the ones with the cannon bits, the gripping ones, the collar for the torso, the guns, and our white bits behind these clear ones also. Looks like there's a little more than meets the eye on this one. Catch me reviewing Transformers kits later with that reference. Let's build it. Getting right into this build, there are a lot of clear parts, which is really nice. It adds a lot of nice dynamic layers. Keep that glass file on you though. My Razor Plus is easily the best tool that I've ever bought. I should really get some food prep, the black vinyl gloves to wear so I don't get fingerprints. I end up having to buff and wipe a lot of different like dust and debris out of my pieces. So I would be very mindful of that as well. The bracers on either arm, while neat, the clear parts in between do not spread out very well. So I would just be mindful of that. And the orientation is not always clear, so I'd keep an eye out there as well. You know we do love our white pieces though. Cut them flush, sand them down nicely, move on with your day. The stickers are all very nice. They're shiny. There's a couple caution arrows. The number 6, number 7 stickers are kind of terrible to put on, but there is no denying how lovely they are to look at when you're done. Take it slow. My advice for those 6 and 7s on the wings is that the corner part where it bends is going to be your anchor. Line it up there and it should be smooth sailing. Now we'll talk about these two gun satellite cannons. The anchoring parts were a little deceiving. I thought they would be covered a little bit more than they are. That's not the case, so do well to mind your cuts and get them smooth. Here we have a look at our final finished product, and this is the last time you are about to see this guy without an action base. My goodness, is he fragile. This thing is a hand grenade. I finally understand what people mean when they say that. The feet parts do not stay on. The blue piece of the heel pops off, which I've never seen before on a kit, as normally they're pretty stalwart and just pop right in. The waist is also very loose on this kit, making it pop off all the time. If it falls over, you've got like 4 pieces there. You're going to have to snap back together. So I would just be very mindful of that. I wish that this kit had more durability. However, unfortunately, as dynamic as this kit is, it is unfortunately just too heavy for its own good. Moving on, we have our Action Base 5. We love to see it. We're going to open those wings up a little bit, get them posed up with that rifle, free from being attached to the back of the skirting, and lots of nice head posability. He looks up, getting ready to fire on his target. The panel lining opportunities were great. I used some subtle gray just to get through all those nice lines that presented themselves, and then I used some blue, or rather on the blue parts I used black, which you'll see on the bracers as we round about. Next we have the beam saber, which has a really jagged, very vibrant effect, along with that jagged beam shield, which can also be used as a blade to stab at your opponent, and those expressive blast hands can also be good to gesticulate with, adding an extra layer to this kit. You can see those reflective knife-shaped stickers poking around, and those 6/7s I've mentioned you'll see when they catch the light, the very long one on that center wing. This kit really thrives when you get it on an action base and get it posed, get the wings open up. It is so dynamic. It is larger than life. It really makes up for the fact that this thing falls apart every other pose. I like the design choice on the beam saber hilts. It feels much more like a scallywag type, like pirate saber, and they click into the top of that beam cannon. Next we'll have both of our beam sabers out, and we'll have those cannons flipped up and open over the shoulders and along the skirtings on the side to present ourselves with a more defensive state. We can see the details on the vents on the sides, those rectangles on the back, and then the details on the skirting. All very nice molds. I haven't taken a look at the other molds in the kit to see if we remolded so many parts just to give us better panel lining opportunities, but that seems like a lot of work in the overall logistics of the process, just to give us a few more panel lining opportunities, especially on a two-tone kit like this. And here we have the pose we've all been waiting for, the full burst mode. We've got both of those expressive hands opened up with the beam part. You could probably stick a beam saber part in there, honestly, since there's that little hole. The wings opened up, all 4 cannons, all of the arm slots, revealing all of the clear pieces that this kit has to offer. It's stunning. You can see all of those lovely panels, the caution arrow on the back of the skirting and on either leg. Unfortunately, I'm going to touch on this again, the clear parts under the bracers on the arms do not fold out as well as I would like. But given how you have to pose the arms to get this anyway, it really doesn't make much difference, because unlike the legs, due to the angle of the arm, you can't really see it anyway. Alrighty, so we definitely have a fair few extra parts, some poly caps. We have a collar for the head. We've got some joint pieces. Not sure what that is, but the ribbing's nice. Have a veneer or like vent booster piece. Again, more of those polycap joint connective pieces. Not quite a polycap, but it is the ball at the end. It'll be good for when we build our extra thing. If I was not interested in trying to hodgepodge some kind of chimera out of all of these pieces at the end of all these reviews, I'd be really disappointed, because we have, look at all of these. We have a whole like leg armor casing piece, and it looks like a really nice like leg build too. Got some nice like vents on the front, some dips and whatnot. A lot of these pieces, I can't help but feel like we also have a whole like another chest, a shield piece we don't get to use, more feet, more nice vent pieces, and another waist. I just can't help but feel that maybe like so many of these parts are like extra. Why did we need to remold so many of these things? I mean, it's cool, but why not just lower the price point by like $5 and mold it a little different? I have to wonder. Still cool. We're still going to use them. Not everyone will, though, and that's kind of where I'm coming from. You know, if I was a casual builder, if this was my first build, and I got to the very end of this kit and had all of this left over, I'm like, well, what are we doing here? Those are just my thoughts. And I'll see you guys when we do the live Lance later this week.